Hi everyone, and welcome to August Coffee Chat. First of all, I cannot believe that we are in August and in the back to school season. It feels like this year is flying by. But in this video, we're going to talk about the back to school TPT sale. We're also going to talk about some back to school tips and tricks for you to help you out a little bit and just kind of chat about how things are going like we typically do. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Becca, and on this channel we talk all things teachers pay teachers, but once a month we sit down and we just kind of chat about what happened last month, what's going on this month, and just anything that I've found that kind of like pops up over the month. And it's a nice little change from our usual like very structured, very planned in advance content. So we are sitting here. I'm using my music teacher mug for my iced coffee because it is boiling here. We had a heat wave roll through and it is so stinking hot. And we're also a little bit of a mess over here because we just got new internet with AT&T because they have like the fiber cables, right? And so that just happened on Saturday, filming this on Friday, and they never came to bury the cables. And today our neighbor mowed over the cables or the fiber or whatever they're called. So the internet is no longer working. They are supposed to come on Sunday and fix it, but this video is supposed to be up on Sunday. So I'm filming it on my phone and my goal is to get this in one take. So I really hope my dogs don't start barking so that I can upload it from my phone. So if it looks a little bit different or it's just, you know, a little bit of a hot mess, that's okay. We're also about to go out of town because it is my husband's birthday today, actually. So we typically go camping for his birthday, but last year we had a bear in the campsite situation and that made us a little bit less excited about camping this year. So we're actually going to go stay at a cabin in a campsite. So we still are going to like hike and be outside and have fires and all of that good stuff. But, you know, hopefully the bears won't get us. So we've got that going and we're going to leave very, very soon, actually. So I need to get down to the important things. But since it is my husband's birthday, I thought I would tell you a couple things about him because people ask me questions about him all the time. He does not like to be on camera. He loves that I'm on YouTube. He does not want to be on YouTube. So that's why you never see him. Just out of respect for him and his wishes, I don't put him on here, but he doesn't care at all that I'm on here. He actually was like one who kind of pushed me to do YouTube because he likes to watch YouTube. And so he thought that was a great idea. And so, yeah, we met in college. He met in college choir, actually. He is a few years older than me. He is a trombone player by trade, but he loves to sing, and he actually was conducting the choir when I got there, and he has a music ed degree. He is not a teacher. He works at a sign company and loves it because it's very like businessy, and he gets to do like networking and lots of organization and all those good things that he loves. If you think I am type A, you haven't met my husband, because I always thought I was type A, and I'm like, I am the chill one in this relationship. But he's great. I love him, obviously. That's why we've been married for 5 years. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about him for now. I guess if you have questions, you can leave them and maybe we'll talk about him next time. Anyway, also why I'm kind of cutting this short is because I am back in school. We're in pre-planning. So we started pre-planning yesterday. The kids come on a Wednesday, super early, yes, but it's kind of good because I like being early because then I can kind of get the back to school things rolling before everyone else is doing the back to school things. And so I can kind of anticipate needs. So for example, today I had to make a bulletin board. And you know, I hate making bulletin boards, but alas, I did it. It was great. And now I might post it on Teachers Pay Teachers because I made it. It's not that I hate bulletin boards. It's that I hate how much time they take for like not super useful things. So for example, I did 2 bulletin boards today. One is our like PBIS one that we did in the hallway. There were 3 of us and it took a full 3 hours. 3 people working for 3 hours on this thing. It looks amazing, but that is so much time. I'm like, what in the world? And you know, it wasn't even like, you know, that we spent a lot of time debating things or talking. Like we were working the whole time and it took that long because it's very time consuming. The one I did for my outside of my room was not that long, mostly because I do most of it on the computer. So I pretty much put it on the computer, printed it out, slapped it up, called it a day. It still looks nice, but it was much simpler, and that's why I always say I hate bulletin boards. Not that I actually hate bulletin boards, it's that I don't want to spend 3 hours on a bulletin board when I could be like, you know, lesson planning or doing other things like that. But anyway, back to school also means that we are back to school season sale. I don't know. Okay, the back to school sale is coming up on Teachers Pay Teachers. So first of all, make sure that you are opted in to the back to school sale. You just, when you log into TPT, there's gonna be like a banner up at the top. Click on it and then click on it, set my entire store to 20% during the sale. And then you're pretty much done. It's super, super, super easy. I would recommend that you do join, and yeah, because it's a great time, especially if you're like me and you have made basically no sales in July. It's been extremely depressing, very frustrating, but it's also, it's like I have time to work on TPT. I didn't have time this year, but normally I have time to work on TPT in the summer, and you don't get paid basically for it in the summer, which is annoying, but it's about to pay off because all that hard work that you've been doing is going to come back and the cha-chings will start rolling in. So if you have been like, oh my gosh, I didn't make any money in July, like what is happening? That's normal. It's not just you. Don't stress about it. It's just teachers aren't thinking about school. I wasn't thinking about school, so I knew other people weren't thinking about school. And it's changing in August. So we're going back to school. We have the back to school sale, and I have a couple of little tips for you for the back to school sale. So number one, make sure you're opted in. Number two, if you are new, don't expect too much. It is really exciting. You're like, woohoo, sale. And this is like the big sale. But if you are very, very new, then it could be just a normal sales day for you. I hear a lot of people say that. They're like, oh, well, I, didn't sell anything, or it was a normal sales day, or just a slightly better sales day than normal. And usually I find that those people are people who are newer, because things that do well in the sale are things that people have had on their wish list for a long time. A lot of times people go and they like clear out their wish list. Or things like bundles. And if you're new and you don't have a lot of products, you don't have things bundled yet. So things like bundles, things that are, again, like those things that have been sitting on their wish list for a long time, do really well. And then the other thing about the sale is what really makes a difference is if you have an audience you can talk to. This isn't a requirement, and you can still do well in the sale without it, but having an audience you can send emails to, you can talk to on Instagram, you can communicate with, like I have people sending me DMs on Instagram who asking me questions about resources with like my stuff in their cart. They just want to like double check some things. So you really want to make sure that if you want to make sure if you have an audience that you're talking to them, you're cultivating that relationship, and during the sale you are, mentioning there's a sale, telling them there's a sale, telling them to go get this stuff. But also that if you don't have an audience, you work towards that so that you will have someone to talk to in the future, and you will have emails to send them in the future and all of that good stuff. Also, again, if you don't have a lot of products and you don't do well in the sale, it's okay. Don't stress about it. Just make it your goal to have more products by the next sale, which should be the Black Friday one. So if you want to kind of set that goal for yourself, that now between now and then that you kind of like ramp up and get some work done so that the next sale will be better, that would be a great thing. So if you are already, kind of established, you've got some stuff going, make sure that you send emails during the sale. I have a whole video about what to do in the sale to make sure that you're like getting the most out of it. I am not going to link it down below because I have no internet. I'm going on vacation. It's just a hot mess over here. So you can just search on my channel and find it if you want to watch that. And I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but that's where we are today. The other part about going back to school is that if you are full-time teaching and you are going back to school, then you are about to face a huge adjustment. I am already stressed and struggling about it. And that is you going back to school and then also having this business on the side. So the first thing I want to tell you is give yourself some grace, especially that first month, because it's going to take a while to kind of figure out your rituals and routines and get everything going. And so if your business falls to the wayside, don't stress out. Give yourself some grace and just make it your priority, like the next month to, get back in there. But with school, I would really suggest that you take a look at your schedule and really try to just kind of map things out and figure out when am I going to spend time on my business? What am I going to do? Have sort of a game plan. I did that this week. I sat down and I was like, okay, what do I want to do from now until the end of 2021? And I have a whole list. And y'all, I don't know about you, but planning gets me so excited. So I was like, look at all these things that now I get to check off. And so then it makes me want to do a whole bunch of stuff because I'm like, now I have a plan. I want to get working on it. So you don't have to go that crazy, but just like have a plan of attack. You know, what are you going to work on? What are you going to do from now until the end of the year? Really make sure you're being intentional with your time, as I always say, but especially with the, you know, just last couple of months of school, just make sure you're being intentional, especially with your time. Look at your week and think, okay, when am I realistically going to have time to work on my business? When am I going to have time to, you know, like pack lunches and just do all those things, and really try to think through your routines before you get there if you're not already there. So think through like, okay, what am I going to do in the morning? What am I going to do when I get home? You know, how is the week going to flow? If you have other people in your house, you need to consider, make sure you think about them and what your kids need and what your husband needs and what your wife needs and all of those things, so that you just have like a really good plan of attack before you actually need to start, you know, going back to school and doing all of the things. Especially important, and I say this a lot, I talked about it a ton in my book, The Happier Teacher Life, which you can buy on Amazon. And that is, your morning routine is super, super important. Your morning routine is super important. I know I say it a lot, but it's really important because how you start your day is really going to set the tone for the rest of your day. So if you wake up and you roll out of bed and you grab a banana and you run out the door and you're already late for work, your whole day is going to feel hectic and you're going to feel behind and you're going to feel stressed. But if you wake up and you know, take your time, maybe drink some coffee, maybe have some breakfast, you know, you take a little bit of time, even if it's just, again, 5 minutes, sitting on the porch to drink your coffee. Like, I haven't had any of mine at all. I feel like I always forget to drink coffee during our coffee chats. I should have so much to say. My straw is not broken this time. And so just think through, you know, what are you going to do? It doesn't have to be elaborate. It can be super quick. It doesn't have to be. Sorry, my phone's running out of battery. So it was like, do you want to go to low power mode? Oh, you can't film on low power mode. I'm like, just want to finish the video, please. What was I telling you? Morning routine. Morning routines are super important. They don't have to be fancy. You don't have to work in the morning if you don't want to, but have some sort of plan and some sort of routine so that you can get up in time and not feel rushed and stressed all day long. I promise you, getting up 20 minutes earlier is going to like change your life. I promise. It makes all the difference when you have like time in the morning to actually think. You don't have to wake up super early, just like a little bit earlier so that you're not rushing out the door. That being said, if you do want to work in the morning, we are reinstating the TPT morning check-in because I am working in the morning, very, very early in the morning. I won't tell you what time because it'll stress you out. But I will be on Instagram. It's at becca.e.davis. I apologize for how obnoxious that is, but at becca.e.davis. And every morning on my stories, I just share whatever I'm working on that morning because I work on my business pretty much every morning. And then if you are also working on yours, use the hashtag TPT morning check-in and tag me, and then I will share yours. And it's just a nice way to like keep people accountable if they need that. I promise we're not like emailing you like, hey, where were you this morning? What were you doing? But it's also really cool for me because I love getting to watch the progression, because a lot of times I'll see, you know, when you're working on products, and I'll see your products every day and like from the beginning to the end, and it's just like the coolest thing ever. I love it. It's so much fun. So if you work in the morning, come hang out on Instagram and hashtag and tag me, TPT morning check-in. Tag me so that I can see all the things that you're up to and be super nosy and learn what's going on in your life. because that's really the point of the coffee chats. So let me know down below what is going on in your life. How was your July? Did it stink as much as mine did? Sales wise, the rest of it was fine. And then let me know any back to school tips that you have, any thoughts you have about back to school, any videos you want to see upcoming, because I know that, you know, going back to school, we might have different needs. So let me know any video ideas you have, any questions you have, all of those things in the comments. And I think that's all that I was actually going to tell you today. So pretty good. That should probably be more than one take, but you know what? We're just going to call it one take, and we're going to upload it to YouTube, and it's going to be a great time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love these coffee chats because I feel like it's more the people who, you know, like want to come and hang out and have been around for a while. So it feels a little more like intimate, kind of like chill. And I just love it. So, and I know a lot of you will be like, yay, I love the coffee chats. So I appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Let me know what you want to see down below. And I am going to go finish packing for our trip. Bye.